is about the own community which you are a part of. We saw lava stream, I timestamped it thereabouts, the delayed effect, and we saw 100k buy. It appeared on the screen as about 66,000. I went in, had a look, and I'm starting to think now. You might have missed this if you weren't following some hexagons within the hex ecosphere, you know, particularly everyone who's on this stream here. Now, the interesting thing that took place was the buy. You won't pick that up if you're purely looking at the stakes. So it's another game you can play, another game you can watch, another game you can monitor. If, for instance, you were looking, you might have seen this market buy here and the effect it did have on price. Now, the strange thing was, if the LPs are connected in such this mysterious and complex way, why then did not it immediately reflect on the other LPs on Pulse Chain, on something like PulseX or other routers? I'm starting to think my conceptual understanding on how the LP pools work might be far more complex than the way they actually work. I'm going to step it back and begin to assume, so far, because I'm trying to learn more, if a market buy takes place, as we saw here, did it have a net positive or net negative effect on the price? In terms of, if you were able to, I wish I could, I'm not sure if you can, pull all these trades in a spreadsheet format, basically sum up the two and see if there's more buys than sells. You could do it manually, but that's a bit of a task, unless of course you're like copy pasting constantly. Now, that takes me back to Staker app. Remember, it was like net buys, net sells. Can you imagine if it's simpler? It's basically like that in terms of what moves the price up and down. You have the LP pools and you see the price moving left and right across the screen, but there's no magical, mysterious, complex trading bot that, you know, connects those LP pools with other LPs across different chains. Now, sorry, I've just got the doggies, and they, as we can see here, when that trade took place, you know, there was no immediate effect. I'm starting to think more along the lines of containers, and you have separate containers, and trades that take place on, you know, Ethereum dexes are contained literally within that container, and trades that take place on Pulse Chain, even if it's eHEX paired with HEX on Pulse Chain, actually does not touch in the way that I thought it would the other chain. So it's contained literally. Now I could be wrong. There could be some other more complex theories out there. I know there is some more advanced, I guess, calculations on how Uniswap works. Version 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm not even sure if version 4 is out yet. But that is what I thought. That is what I noticed today. So you learn something every day. Whether or not it's right, who knows? But yeah, it was interesting. Like I said, if it was as complex as the way I initially thought it may work, and we saw, you know, market buy, it would have connected all the way through and appeared possibly on something like HEX and wrapped Pulse, because HEX itself is connected with eHEX on Pulse Chain. Therefore, the LP pools might have been magically linked. Now, you could go in, if you had some spare time, a lot of spare time, and map out exactly how an LP is connecting with other LPs, and if it is and if it isn't. That would be a little bit of work, but that would be interesting to see if someone could do that. What else? That is about it. We did see on chain, the 100k appeared to come from 100,000 and 100. I don't know why that's hard to say. 100, 100. Yeah, ended up being that amount of hex. And what else? Yeah, so that's my thoughts on today on hex. Pretty interesting. Everything's on chain. You can see it, but some things aren't as clear as others. You know, there's no alert as such explaining that there's been large market buys take place on, well, I haven't set up any, on something like Uniswap on Ethereum. So anyone who is interested in HEX, on Ethereum possibly, it is very clear now that there are other whales who are interested in that particular asset, so I don't know if now is a good time to buy, a good time to sell. I don't know. It's up to you. No one can force. No one can. No one can force you to press the buy or sell button. Or can they? No, I'm kidding. That is about it. Next, I think I'll go over this. I need to revisit HEX.vision and learn all about Elastic and how this particular website works. All right, free speech signing out.